It's April 9th, 2022. I'm sitting here and I'm thinking to myself, I watched that piece this morning. The fact that Tony Hawk is falling down off the skateboard really concerns me, especially with my own medical whatever going on. But I'm thinking then of the Ukrainian man that I saw on TV who says he gets 8 years of training to be able to be respectable in the way that a number 7 is held in respectable ways. We're here in a microcosm of Big Apple and a macrocosm of Empire State with some label, for whatever reason, of New York inside of something that has a swatch of cloth that they said was symbolic, with a pledge of some sort. While I was here, I'm thinking of this man, and he had this call sign or call symbol he was allowed to use, or he was instructed to use, I don't know. And I'm thinking of the call signs and symbols I was born with, being G under, and there's a G over of men, men. Je ne sais pas non so, I don't know. But these are the words that they use at the us department or label. They always use US. That's us in linguistics for English. And so my call symbols being G under and then cat, I know is very significant. I don't know, I would assume in the tiers or layers of things, of management, between an IO, an EO, and an ME, there would be an MP, a number 7, that would be of uber importance in my call symbols or call letters of this area. What I am unclear of is, I had somebody who in the loom, LOOM, or the tapestry, and the B looking sometimes like an 8 to those that may not be familiar with the call signs or the lettering of this area, could be seen as bloomer. And there may have been late superheroes on the field, late bloomers, that were able to see if I was alright. Again, this gets very confusing, for I'm still here. I'm double over it in pain. It's almost like it's superimposed, I'm riddled. RIDDLE. Some humans love riddles. In Batman movie, Jim Carrey was the Riddler, which I find very interesting, and he was green. I did not see that movie. I did not see the franchise that far. Again, I try to stay out of Marvel and this Disney fight, which there's a clear division and they're letting too much riffraff in through TIFF. But I'm stuck in the field, and I don't know where my build 4 is as 3. I don't know. These call symbols are purposeful and important. There's government, they're important. But I've been, I mean, I've been in brokenness since arrival, right after, but during or after the bicentennial. There's been important flagrant or flags on the field. I may not have recognized them at the time, but surely they are very significant signs from, they usually say, above. Although at bovine, that gets confusing. For coven, not everybody has been significant to me. In fact, some have been very derelict in their whatever responsibility. And then there are those that haven't even shown up. So that gets confusing. I've been gowned with a respectable, just so we didn't lose, I guess, a overnight pattern together of and I had one late bloomer come visit in Long Island or in New York while I've been here, not in Queens, but in other sections, actually Suffolk to be exact. And he had a very handsome family. I mean, he comes from a very beautiful line of number sevens. I, again, am just in this quandary. I know I'm quirky in one context, but I don't know how to. I mean, I don't know. There's a lot that's going on. I need G over. I need Iber to cyber in Uber, in Iger. I met a person once, said something to me at substantive or initial contact. I was not using the call symbol, though, of G under, nor was I using the call symbols of cat. But it seems that some people have been, and not G over men either, and not overseas man. But there's been land folk or people who seem to know more about my possibility of future or some like mystical wisdom of some sort about some possibility that I've been held out of and I've been made unaware of. I mean, I was born with these call symbols, but then nobody says anything or explains who you are when you're born, especially with Linda being in the situation I was born into. It's like this hidden alcove of, that's why I always, like, it feels like a surprise party. People are creeping around And some people know things, like the party's coming up, and you're like, yeah, but what's going on at that level? Because it doesn't mean it's going to be something I want to attend. So I don't know. But land, arms, and legs have definitely come up and said some rather odd things to me throughout the years. Things outside the scope of what I would think an ROE would consider amicable or palatable, I believe is the word that they use in respectable places. Based on my call signs, I really have no idea what happened to a G over. Or overseas man that I require or that I was built for. I don't know why I keep getting 6 feet under. It just feels like I don't know who put me on that path. I don't. But I certainly didn't put myself on that path, that's for sure. It's star 1978, star 8378. The swatch of cloth that they've held me within. Oh my gosh. The biology and the physiology is starting to break down here. This is the pattern that they've used. I thought it was for G over and the us protection of what I needed. I don't know if that's gotten confused with business whatever objectives or business subjects. That's what it feels like at the moment, perhaps. I think that's why sometimes they use more than just one swatch of cloth. But this is the only one that they said to pledge to in whatever. I mean, in Mrs. Craigler's class, when they first introduced it with Chris Carlson, Bradley Ray, and a few others, and some of the girls were Sam Kipling, Sarah Vermillion. I think those are the only two that I remember from that class, because I really didn't talk to the girls. I knew the boys were the ones who had the information of what I should be doing. So this was introduced in that classroom in Lloyd Harbor. Trying to figure out as kids like what we were supposed to do. It's star 1978, star 8378, but there was no, not that I remember seeing, there was no second flag, and throughout I've seen other swatches of cloth hung. This is always the highest, and then there's other swatches of cloth that I've seen sometimes in an unofficial capacity, or if it's in an official capacity, there's no way for me to verify that. I mean, I don't have a G over that's readily available to me so I could speak and inquire, that knows things, as his G under. It's star 1978, star 8378, Nicole, Cattaruzza, it's Earth, Solar System, Milky Way, Universe, Galaxies, Broken, and it's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361.